y'all, it's Chelsea. I'm gonna do a quick video. I had someone ask for a day in the life of a lead agent, and then I also have a lot of people messaging me, commenting me, asking if they can do another job and have this job as well. Specifically if they could have like another full-time job and have this job as well. So I wanted to kind of break both of those down. Hopefully this video can answer that. So there's really two different types of a day in the life, and I actually have had them back to back this week. So Monday was a rare day. This happens maybe once every month, where I wake up at 7 o'clock like I do every morning. I have my coffee at 7 o'clock and nothing else happened. I didn't have any showings, I didn't have any calls, I didn't have any texts. I did obviously a little bit of follow-up and a little bit of just checking my email in the morning, but by 8:30, nothing. I had the whole day to myself, to clean, to do laundry, to, you know, whatever, relax. That doesn't happen very often. Those days, yes, you probably could balance two jobs. But like I said, that does not happen very often at all. And honestly, I was planning to be busy, and I think that's why it ended up happening. Today is complete opposite, and this is more, I don't want to say normal, but more typical. I woke up at 7 o'clock. I had my coffee. I have a closing today at 10 a.m. and we had issues. It was supposed to be an as-is sale, including all furniture, decor, all items completely inside the home were supposed to stay. And on our walkthrough, we noticed the owner was taking items out, and so I was negotiating that all morning because we needed that cleared before we could close. The agent was slow to respond, so I was going back and forth playing messenger with my buyer, the agent, the seller, all back and forth all morning. We still have not come to terms. It is 12 o'clock noon. I am actually at the property right now, and I'm waiting to do a walkthrough with my buyer to make sure all items have been returned and there's proof of that before she will DocuSign and close. Hopefully that gets resolved. In between all of that, I have a client who has been asking for a floor plan on a property for probably 2 weeks now, and the agent literally has not called me back, not texted me, not emailed me, nothing. And so I had to unfortunately email him and loop his broker in as well. Hopefully we get a response, but my client is getting a little irritated, as am I, that we're not getting any kind of answer. And then in addition to that, this morning I have a client who messaged me that she's touring a property with one of my AAs. She wanted the information, so I'm also doing comps, sending her CMA, seller's disclosure, foundation warranties, all that stuff on that property, while still negotiating on this deal that's supposed to close today. And then I have a first-time home buyer who reached out that they got their inspection report. It was very scary. Inspection reports are very scary to begin with, but for a new home buyer who doesn't understand how to read them, they were a little spooked. So I am set to have coffee with them 2 hours or so here, maybe in an hour and a half. I'll have coffee with them. Hopefully by that time my buyer has wired the money and it has funded, because it's a cash deal. It should fund fairly quickly. As soon as it funds, I'll probably leave from having coffee with them and explaining the inspection report to driving to the other side of town to drop off her keys, since she is set to close today. I also have 2 other contracts. I have a new build that was supposed to close on the 21st of December, and it's January 4th, has not closed yet. So I'm obviously very involved in the communication on that home. I have another new build where they're deviating what our change orders were, so I'm also negotiating that on their behalf. They're really upset about that. All of these calls are going on at once. I barely have time to make this video. It's very busy. Typically, a day in the life for me is just like this. Lots of phone calls, lots of texts, lots of putting out little fires, trying to keep everyone happy and stress-free, trying to keep everything on track. I typically do work from 7 a.m. until at least 7 p.m. At 7 p.m., I will turn my computer off. I will still communicate by text if it is urgent. Like anyone who's under contract, if it's time sensitive, if there's multiple offers, if it's about an offer, anything like that, I will still work. Sometimes it does push into 8:30. I had one deal with a listing agent who loved calling me at 9 o'clock at night. That was the only time she answered, so I had to talk to her. So to answer your question, I don't think you could manage a full-time job while doing this without hurting your clients. Your job is to be extremely responsive, to be on it. If they have to ask questions, you're probably not doing a good enough job educating them before they have to ask the question, or giving them the information before they have to ask. Some questions are okay, but you want to make sure you're staying on top of it. And with a full-time job, I think you would just be barely skating by, like doing the bare minimum. The other thing I get a lot is like showing schedule. I use AAs a lot. I do. I believe in AAs. I think they work, especially when I have all this going on. I don't have time to do showings. I just don't. But you cannot use AAs for everything. So you have to be available. If your client wants you, you have to be there. For stuff like this, where we're about to close literally in minutes and my client needs to make sure stuff is in the house, and if not, I need to be able to negotiate and write an amendment ASAP, I have to be here. It can't be an AA. My inspections that I know we're going to negotiate for money, I should be there, not an AA. Key drop-offs, I would like to be the one to hand my keys, not an AA. So you get the point. There's some things AAs are extremely helpful for, but I still have very busy days out of the house with things that AAs cannot help with. So hopefully that helps answer a little bit. Literally a day in the life of me is just working from 7 to 7 nonstop, being on my phone, answering calls, answering texts, answering emails, writing amendments, writing contracts, negotiating, driving around to run errands for clients, pick up checks, drop them off, pick up keys. I have 9 under contract right now, which is like mediocre. It's nothing, to brag about, but 9 is still a pretty heavy workload. It's a lot of people to make sure that you're talking to every day. You're staying on top of all your new clients you're getting, on top of all, it's just a lot. So, do I think you can manage this with a full-time job? No. I think if you have a full-time job that you're wanting to keep, maybe go the associate agent route. You still bring in great side cash, but it's completely on your time. If you want to block it off, you can. You don't have to worry about it. This lead agent role, it's not like a traditional brokerage. Because you're a W-2 employee, you are expected to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And by work, I mean be available most of the time, not just have your computer to write an offer and have AAs do all the other stuff for you. It just unfortunately doesn't work like that. You are a W-2 employee, you have benefits, so they do expect more work out of you than an independent contractor with another brokerage where you do your own thing at your own time. So hopefully that helps. If you guys have any other questions or any other video requests, as always, let me know, and y'all have a good day.